Hey guys, Nicole here, and I am actually here with a process video today. Haven't done one in a while and thought I would go ahead and do one. Um, excuse me, I'm still working with the latest kit in my Kit Love series. It's a mix of jelly bean soup lines, I think 3 lines maybe, and a few lines from Illustrated Faith, just some random papers and embellishments from some different collections that I had because they're very similar in style and colors and brightness. And so I recently took this photo, I think just yesterday. I was helping my youngest daughter get her backpack prepped for school and took a picture of kind of the pile of school supplies that we had on the counter. And it's hard to believe we're at that point in the year already. The summer flew by, but I just wanted to go ahead and scrapbook that memory of school shopping and the supplies that we got for her. And so I just took a cue from the photo, lots of bright colors. There's some purpley pinks in there, pale pinks from the eraser, some yellows, and so I thought that that photo worked perfect with many of these papers, and I pulled aside about 10 papers that were options, and I don't end up using I think I used all of it, maybe 3 of them, but there was some that had very much what I would consider a school theme to them. There was the one with the scissors and colored pencils and stuff on it, and erasers, and then there's one that has paper clips, and I end up using both of those. To me, that's just like school office supply, so I thought that that meshed well. There was one that had like a what I would look at and consider like a small like brick pattern, like a school bricks. And I loved it, but it was from the line that had the navy blue instead of the black, and the tones are just a little bit different, so I don't end up using it. But I do end up using the one with the scissors and pencils and stuff, and then the paper clips. And I think it's easy. I mean, some people don't like to use theme supplies. I like to use them. Maybe not like, I don't like to use a ton of them on one layout, but if you have just a few hints of the theme showing up in different places, I think that that's perfectly good. So anyway, I wanted to say I am using, if you noticed, some older adhesive. I'm in this, I have this challenge for myself to get a bunch of this old adhesive used up. It just, it's collected over time from, I guess, different times that I've used different adhesives and moved on to another kind before I used all of what I had. And then there's some that came in kits and some that came in different orders of things. And so this particular one is pretty old. And then even the little runner I'm using is an older one. And I'm just, like I said, trying to get them used up and thrown away and done with. And I'll probably keep a couple of the styles around because, especially with the adhesive tape, I know those can be handy when you're doing different projects. So I'll probably keep a couple maybe newer ones on hand in case I decide to do a project I need it for. But some of these I have like 10 to 12 rolls, and some of these are just ancient. So getting them used up. So I decided to layer these 4 different patterns on the left, and they're just going to layer on top of each other, and so that you'll have each of them peeking out. And I love that, like, this floral paper has, and I think this scissor paper there has that kind of purpley pink color in it. It's kind of hard to tell, but it does. It actually matches pretty perfectly with that Trapper Keeper in the photo because it's kind of like a purpley pink color as well. And so I like that brought that color into some of the patterns. So while I'm layering up here, we start school, it's crazy, 2 weeks from Monday. So we have next week, we have this thing called Missoula Theater, and I know it's a worldwide program, so many of you may have heard of it. It's like a traveling company that goes to different towns, and they basically, the kids on Monday morning try out. It's like a musical play, and by after lunchtime they're practicing, and then they are performing it by Friday. So it's like lots of rehearsals, when they have morning rehearsals, afternoon rehearsals, and then 2 performances, and they get it all done. It's awesome. But both my daughters do it, which basically means we have no life next week, because it never fails that they end up in different groups. So one of them will probably practice in the morning, and one will probably practice in the afternoon, because heaven forbid they actually be in the same time frame. The town is like an hour from where we live and about 30 minutes from where I work. So it's just a lot of driving back and forth and figuring out carpools if they're even available, and getting to and from work in the midst of all that. It's just kind of crazy. So next week is packed full of that. And then the next week, my oldest daughter starts cross country, 7 a.m. practices. And then the next Monday, school starts. So we're there. The only thing we have left really to do is we need to get clothes shopping done. And then that week before, there's some orientations and stuff. So I'm sure I'll find out other stuff I didn't get done. But I think we got doctor appointment done. I probably should make dentist appointments. There's always so much stuff, but I don't think I'm going to get those done before school starts, unless they have a magical opening somewhere that, anyway, just always stuff to be getting done. But this summer went way too fast, and I'm kind of sad about that. It's almost over. So I decided just to layer up a bunch of the other patterns, and if you notice, I don't use the same papers that are on the left, but I use the same colors so that it's evening out amongst the layout. And because the 2 of those pattern papers have multiple colors, so it just gives me lots of options. And it helps bring out all the different colors in the photo, because there's lots of color going on in there. Also, you'll notice I don't use the alphabet paper there that's laying there right now, but I do use this green paper, actually, if you can tell, has numbers on it. So anything that had like a school kind of theme to it, letters, numbers, art supplies, those kinds of things, I had pulled. And again, these are all just from the kit. So I was amazed that there were this many, theme supplies that I didn't even really realize were there. So when I pulled this photo, I didn't even know that those papers were in the pile. So here I'm just kind of folding up the edges. I did that on the side as well. I just love how that brings a little bit of dimension to the layout. And I just want to tuck it in. The photo actually overlays the paper, but the other layers underneath the photo tuck underneath, and I like how that looks, because it just kind of pops that photo up a little bit. So it's now over 2 layers of papers. And so now I'm just trying to figure out how to embellish, and this always takes a little while. This is what I call my second phase. So I have like my paper, not that I can't add any more, that I don't add anymore. Sometimes I do, but generally I'm to my second phase, where I'm looking for what I'd call like medium-sized embellishments. Like my paper is the largest piece, and then I go through and do kind of my larger layers. So die cuts, Project Life cards, those papers and things that are easy to layer. And you can see I'm also pulling out some smaller pieces, which I would call my third part of the process. And you'll notice I'm not gluing anything down. I'm just finding things that might work, and I'm setting them aside, because I know that those are going to be the next step. After I get my larger layers, I'm going to then go be ready for those smaller pieces. But as I'm finding them, I'm putting them aside, so that I say, hey, these might be really fun options when I get to that point in the process. And that's just part of like knowing how you work and how you scrapbook and what process you follow. I know that if I try to glue down that little arrow there, I would end up pulling it back up because I'd want to put something else underneath it. So I just know that the smaller pieces are going to be at the end. And then after that, even smaller pieces typically. So little stickers, like for instance, I think I end up using little stars. There's tons of star stickers on the sticker sheets that go with the Jelly Bean soup lines, and actually all the lines. And again, I think stars mesh with the school theme very well. And so I instead of like enamel dots or those types of things, I use stars to embellish as my smallest kind of detail piece. But now I'm just trying to figure out those medium-sized pieces. And these are all a lot of these are smaller, but there are some larger size tags and layering pieces. And so it takes me a little while to figure out what direction I want to go. And for a while I found this white tag that says love on it, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cute. And it just was a little too stark. It was just too stark. Like, I think it's cute, but it's a little too much. If you notice, my background actually isn't plain white this time, which is very unusual for me these days. It's definitely a white based, and it's hard to see. Hopefully the photos will show it better, but it actually has a really small, like, typed text, and then the yellow feathers. And I thought the text, again, goes along with the theme of, well, for me, school or writing, computer work, those kinds of things. So just those details of the layout can make a difference, in adding to the theme of your page. And I contemplate this for a while, and I don't like the white tag, but I like the concept of having something a little bit taller there. And then end up putting the hello today together, but I end up taking away that hello because the yellow is just, especially when I add this, the more you know star, is what I call it. Isn't that the more you know star? That star is very saturated. It's like it's gorgeous, but you can tell like the tones are really different. And so that hello yellow is a lot brighter. And so it doesn't feel right to me as well as the white tag. I feel like I need more saturation in my colors if I'm going to add that piece. And I really like that piece. And so I'm just trying to look at that star piece and say, okay, what colors can I now bring into another part of the layout to mesh with that? Because it's a little bit just kind of on its own right now. And you'll see how that all comes together. One thing I like about doing these layer strips too is that you can tuck things into them, and so I just grabbed, it's like a little clipboard looking journaling card, and I'm just going to tuck it in, and I'll move it a little bit later before I glue it down, but it's a great journaling piece, and I just like that it breaks up those strips a little bit on the left. So I'm still looking around and seeing, I have a bunch of stickers and things. I have these acetate sheets, and I cut a couple things out, but I don't end up using them. So sorry, you're gonna end up watching this. And don't even end up using them. They're really cute. I love that little jar of colored pencils there. That's actually very perfect for the theme, but the acetate to me just doesn't end up working at all on this page. I don't know why, but I try it in a couple different ways. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I'm just cutting that out. And it's cute, but it just doesn't end up on the page. I kind of wish I would have found a place for it. I think it's really cute. I think it would have been cute if I'd have had horizontal layers, and you could tuck that in to, one of the strips. It would have been cute, but it's all good. It'll get used. Here I'm cutting out like a banner thing I think I'm going to put on the top, but I don't end up using it either. It looks decent. And it brings in some of that blue, but I end up doing a different thing up there, so. The phrases in this particular line worked really well for talking about, you know, a new school year as well, so. So then I have this, is it what, 6x8 pad? It's the line that those brighter papers belong to. And I come across that red, and because there is red in that star piece. And so I'm like, well, this will be a great way to bring a similar tone of red to somewhere else in the layout. So it's not the only one. I think there's some in that floral paper, but it's not real obvious. And so I just cut a piece and then I make it into a tag. So I liked that tag shape up there to the left of the today. Sorry if I'm yawning, guys. I'm tired. Oof. Today is like my Monday because my shop's only open Wednesday through Saturday. And so Wednesday is like my Monday. So it's getting up early. It's like a big old wake-up call. So I'm loving how that's turning out, but that hello is just too bright. Just doing some fidgeting. Glasses, also, I think school, you know, smart, nerdy glasses. And I like that it brings up that orange because there is orange in the floral paper. And I think a little bit on that star piece as well. So I'm starting to, excuse me, just figure out if I want, what kind of cluster I want up there to bring in some more of those colors. And then it just becomes a balancing game, like between the teals, the oranges, the reds, the pinks, the greens, the yellows. And that's why I like multicolor layouts like this. I think it's fun to scatter around the different colors in different ways, whether it be different embellishments. I'm trying the scissors and they don't work. Which, ironically enough, this is the first year we didn't have to buy her scissors. So, for school. So she's, I think, at an age where, you know, it's like no more glue sticks, no more scissors, no more, I don't know what else was not on the list, but they're just getting too old. It's making me sad. So I don't like that hello, and I'm so sorry. I find a different hello, but in a darker yellow, and it doesn't have any white on it. It's just plain yellow. And these stickers are very, not really ornate, but they're just thinner. And so I'm trying to punch out this holes in the letters that didn't come out, or, you know, or that came out with the sticker, and then try not to rip it at the same time. And I also love about that, the more, you know, star sticker or star die cut, that it has that purple in there as well. And if you can see, that's on the very left. That's really helping bring out that purple in the floral paper as well as the Trapper Keeper. So I just nestle this in with, so it says hello today. And I like how it looks. Now I'm trying to figure out how to adhere it on, because this adhesive is a little weird. And so I go ahead and decide I like this. It's hard to tell, those look the same color, but that square piece is actually like a pink and the tag is more of a red. I got that today, and then I'm gonna just nestle that in. I'm gonna have to add some extra adhesive to it because it's not very sticky. And that says Everyday Life. And just getting things glued down. Yeah, that didn't work. These are like those little like white rectangles, and I think they were like one of the very first adhesives I used way back in the day. So it's still not sticking. So I have like this tacky sticker paper, not for sure what it's called, where you just lift up the top and then you press it down and then the little dots adhere to it. So it gives it adhesive. It's great for ribbon and smaller items. I just found it. I'm glad it still works. I like how that looks. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, I need to balance out some more colors, and I have this arrow that caught my eye that had a variety of different colors on it that really kind of matches the star because of the multicolor look to it, and I think that really helps pull that look to the left of the layout. And then I found a sticker here. I think it says Be Your Best. And I have to ruffle up my edges here. And I was looking in through my sticker sheets and just seeing what I want to do. I do end up adding more of a title along the bottom of the photo. I think I did Time for School, I think is what I put there. Using those darker yellow letter stickers. Oh, I added in a red sticker up at the top. Again, just trying to get the different colors evened out. I'm sorry, you guys, I keep yawning. I'm so tired. I just like how that brings down some more of that yellow. Sorry guys, this is boring. I should have cut this out. I knew I wanted it to flush up against the edge of the photo, and so I started and just went backwards. I'm sorry if you can hear my ceiling fan. That's probably noisy too. Let's see. One of these days I want to do a live video. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on YouTube. I'll have to look and see what specifications are. I want to keep it pretty simple and basic, so I might have to do a maybe Facebook Live through my Scrap-On with Mackin Facebook page, maybe. I'm kind of contemplating some different things. I think that would be fun to do. So this green sticker. And that pulls some green over to the left. And I come across these stars and I just grab some and scatter them through the clusters, kind of in a triangular fashion a little bit. Um, and I kind of treated them like they were my enamel dots. So I'm just kind of tinkering. With these stars, and again, just using them to pull colors so that they're fairly equal throughout the layout. Oh, and I had this random like washi tape I wanted to get used that was like a piece I decided not to use in another layout, and I didn't want to use the green. I do end up pulling some of this like ombre washi tape that has, again, that saturated look that the star die cut piece has, and I think that works really well to kind of bring together that orangey yellow pink color. I pull some along the bottom of the photo too. And then I also decide I want to add a few more small pieces. And so I really like the look of the wood veneers to contrast with all the bright colors. It's because it's a very neutral type of embellishment. And so I end up adding 4. I add the arrow there pointing to the time for school title. And then I end up pulling 3 more and just scattering them around. I know I use, let's see, I find like a emoji smiley face here pretty soon. I'll use that along the top. And then, I find I have some, I think they're actually from Jelly Bean Soup too. They're like these little wood rectangular words. And I use 2 of them, and it says the details. So I'll go to the right. And then I'm trying to think of what I end up doing by that arrow piece. I don't feel like I kept the flower, but maybe I did. Not all of these are Jelly Bean Soup. Some of these are leftovers from random other kits, but it's glasses. That's right. So I brought the glasses down to one more place. And I think the last thing I have to do, I think, is just put in twine in the tag. And I just do like multiple wraps through it, through the hole. Oh yeah, I staple it, and I have to take out one staple. It ends up in a place that I don't love, but you can't. I don't think anyone would notice. Again, the staple is just again bringing forth that school supply theme. I have to go get it. It's in my crop bag. Yeah, that's what I end up taking out, but sorry, I should have cut this out. But it's always good to see the struggle sometimes. I just wanted to kind of have the string flowing down and stapled, to the side of the tag a little bit. I had struggle because I already had things glued down and so I just take that first staple out and then it's good. So you can see with that little circle sticker at the top that has purple writing on it, and then the Trapper Keeper in the photo, and then the purple on the star die cut kind of brings that purple in a triangular, look. They're not all the same things, but your eye is seeing it in 3 places. And that's kind of what I try to do. I don't necessarily want 3 clusters that all look the same. I like to have clusters and guiding the eye in the triangular fashion, whether it be color or dimension. You can use different things, just maybe the same color, or things are the same color but different motifs. So now I'm going to journal on that bottom left, just the real basic time for school message. And then on that pink tag next to the red one, it's like a checklist type of journaling card. And so I just put like school supplies, new clothes, PE shoes, as though it's like a school shopping list type of thing. And I think that should be it. There's going to be some still photos here. I don't think I do anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, I'm thinking. And I really appreciate it. And thank you for your patience. I don't do these very often. Hopefully I have time to do some more of them. But it was fun. I haven't done one in a while. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll be back soon. Thanks and happy scrapping. Bye-bye.